Welcome to a Friday vlog, fireside chat, not in front of the fire. This is pretty impromptu because I was not planning, I should say we were not planning, Nate and I, on doing videos in front of the computer, which is what we normally do. So therefore we were set up for some other videos. But long story short, if you've heard of this, BPTH, then you know why I'm kind of saying this was an impromptu video, because this thing has turned out to be an absolute monster for members of the community. And I want to just kind of touch on it and cover a couple different angles, both from, I'll be fully transparent. If sales videos, if me suggesting that I offer a service that costs money, even if it's just $99 per year, if that's going to rub you the wrong way, I want to respect your time. Just turn it off right now. But that's not the only thing I want to just kind of point out. I just want to also point out the power of charts, the power of technical analysis. And if I can inspire you to want to pursue that a little bit more and learn about them, great. Whether that's from me or just somebody else, you know, that's what I really want to focus on. So two things here as far as BPTH. And like I said, the main one is just charts. And more specifically, no hype. I'm going to show all this by going and showing an alert that I made to the community as part of the newsletter that goes out as part of the subscription. So the $99 service has the live chat room, and then it also comes with a weekly newsletter that I send out on Saturdays with chart setups. But you'll see the chart setup in regards to BPTH. But I want you to focus on, first off, the no hype portion of it, but then also, that's not how you spell risk. There we go. Risk versus reward part of it. Meaning, by using charts, it was able to kind of combine a couple very nice attributes that as traders you want. And that as traders, how a chart is going to help benefit you as a tool. So with that being said, I want to go to my desktop and I'll show you exactly how this BPTH thing all played out. And yeah, it has been a monster. Welcome to my desktop here. Before I go further, and I'm sure I'll mention this towards the end of the video again, but I am not trying to imply or come across that every single alert that is part of the newsletter and sent out is some sort of massive winner like this one turned out to be. I am wrong. Nobody is perfect. There are losses that occur. There are, charts that just kind of don't do much. So I don't want to come across and try to, mislead like, hey, sign up and you can expect this every single week. That's not how the market works, so just keep that in mind. Now, as far as the actual BPTH chart and all the setup, the way it played out, you can see here that, it was alerted as a pullback play, clearly meaning, well, we want to see the price pull back. And the big thing here as far as, the whole no hype, don't chase, don't fall for the hype, don't get ahead of yourself or anything like that. Now, this one turned out to be such a monster that you could have chased, you could have done something stupid, and you would have been okay, but that doesn't mean it was actually a good habit or a sustainable habit over the long term. So the point here being, yeah, don't chase. But I get it, okay? Don't chase. That's a cool soundbite. You're not supposed to be emotional. You don't want to get caught up in the hype. Okay, but what does that actually mean? Well, that's where, charts come into play. That's the power of charts because it allows you to define, okay, well, let's talk about some risk versus reward areas. Where would it actually be a little bit more, user-friendly, if you will, risk-friendly, if you will. But basically, in trader lingo, from an RVR perspective, from a risk versus reward perspective, where would this make a whole lot more sense? And that is, what was being mapped out here on the pullback. Now, of course, you got to put out the question marks because charts are not a crystal ball, despite what some people like to try to portray. So it's not like I knew it was going to pull back or anything like that. And another FYI, anybody trying to come across or proclaim that they know something is going to happen because the chart says this, no, that is snake oil at its best. Charts are not a crystal ball. Charts are used to forecast the unknown, to manage the unknown, but they're not used to predict or anything like that because here's an FYI, nothing in the market actually predicts anything. But yeah, the point here being that if it did pull back, that would A, ensure that you're not following the hype, you're not chasing, and then B, it's leading you to a very logical area from a risk versus reward perspective. So that was a setup that was, what was alerted over the weekend on Saturday. So let's see how this played out. Now, as an FYI, this chart is looking different because each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time, whereas the chart that you're just looking at, each one of these represented an entire day. But in this situation, each one represents 30 minutes. That way I can just give a little bit more clearer picture of essentially what all played out. So this chunk of candlesticks, as they're called, represents Monday. So Monday, there was no play. Yeah, it started a pullback, especially during the latter part of the day, but there still wasn't anything as far as, what was saying, don't chase, let the price, pull back and, create more of a risk versus reward situation. So again, at this point, yeah, it was starting to pull back. But then right there, this is the beginning of the new day being Tuesday. So on March 5th, Tuesday, you can see the price isn't still quite down in that, green area, which was mapped out. But then you can see right there, spent essentially the entire day fluctuating right down around that area. So the point here being, people had plenty of time to get in. It's not like it was just some sort of knee-jerk reaction that you had to be at the right place at the right time and just have the exact, sniper-like order in. No, there was plenty of time down here for everybody, to get involved. So that was right there. This whole day right there represented Tuesday. And then Wednesday rolled around. And good old Wednesday got the gap up there. So right there, already a very, very solid move. And I'll just play this, and, it just kept on getting bigger and bigger. Kept getting bigger and bigger, and I mean absolutely insane, up over $14, and then did start to consolidate a little bit. Nothing crazy, minor pullback there, and that was then Wednesday. And then Thursday rolled around. So how did this go on Thursday? Thursday, nice gap up there, and that first 30 minutes went all the way up just shy of $30 in just 30 minutes. But you've heard of BPTH right now. It's like been the talk of the town this past week. But if you're not aware, as kind of crazy as it sounds, yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. So right there, did a little bit more consolidating. And then you can see at that point, and I apologize, the chart's kind of acting goofy, but because it was such a massive mover, it's just throwing off the proportions, which is now making the rest of this look kind of goofy, but a good problem to have. So you can see right there, went up as high and now hit $42. Remember, this was alerted down here at right around, we'll call it $4.75. And then the next 30 minutes occurred, and this thing went all the way up and hit a high of 73, right around, let's just call it 73.50. And yes, it did pull back. So the people that were chasing up here, they're learning a very cruel and hard lesson. But as far as members are concerned, they were well aware of it way before it even got to, even $16, even $9, and it went all the way up that high. And like I said, has pulled back. Let's pull out the calculator real quick. So it essentially went up and hit 73.50, and we'll divide that. We'll play a little more conservative. You could have definitely gotten in, you being members, could have definitely gotten in below 475, but we'll just use 475 as the entry point. So that equals that. We got to subtract out 1 and then multiply that times 100 to convert it to a percentage. And there we are, 1,447% profit window. Now, again, from a disclosure's perspective, am I saying that some member played that absolutely perfectly and sold right at the top? I'm not saying that. But let's say you screwed up, I don't know, like 90% of the trade. So you only captured the 10% of 1,400%. That's still over 100% that you could have made on it. And that, again, that's saying you screwed up 90% of the trade. Let's say, it wasn't that bad. I only screwed up half the trade, okay? You're still at 700%. So definitely a huge mover, and one that was alerted very early on and turned out to be quite the monster again. Not that this happens all the time or anything like that. I'm not trying to proclaim that, but as far as, not believing the hype, not following the hype. And then also, okay, well, we're not going to believe the hype, but how can we figure out a good risk versus reward? Think about it. Down here and then absolutely exploded. So a great mover, and one that for a normal stock, this might be a record. I don't know if it is or not. We have had some other big ones, especially from an options perspective, but that's besides the point. The point here is that charts are a great tool to help manage the unknown, to help control your emotions, to not allow you to fall for the hype, chase the hype like these people right here. Again, not to rub in the salt or anything, but these people, that is chasing the hype. That is chasing the hype to a T. And like I said, they're learning a difficult lesson now. As I talk right now, the price is sitting essentially 50% below where it was. Not quite 50%, but at one point, it was way below 50% in a pretty short amount of time. But don't chase the hype, but that's only half the equation, right? Okay, well, don't chase the hype. Now what? Then you got to find those logical areas, and that's where the power of charts comes into play. As I said at the beginning of the video, hopefully I can inspire you to want to dig a little bit deeper into charts and technical analysis. Remember those being one and the same. But also, yeah, if you are interested in joining the group, these are the types of alerts that are sent out, and what you can expect from the $99. Once more, just to reiterate, am I saying that if you sign up for the $99 service, you're going to get 1,000% movers on a weekly basis? No. Don't sign up if that's what you're thinking. So I am not proclaiming that at all. I'm just trying to illustrate that, yeah, for $99 for an entire year, I think that price is more than fair, especially if you get out the calculator and break that down to a per month cost, which is $8.25. Or if you really want to geek out and calculate that down to a per week price, $1.90. And as I always say, over the time span of 12 months, I'm more than confident you're going to get at least $99 worth of value. I never proclaimed to really be setting the bar that high. So I hope you consider that. But at the end of the day, consider charts are a great way to eliminate those emotions, eliminate that hype. No need to chase. And I get a lot of other kind of places out there let's go. And everybody's building up excitement. And yeah, I mean, that can definitely get you in trouble. But you always want to be out there looking for those good risk versus reward opportunities. And that's what BPTH did a good job of. And as you saw via that alert via the chat room, not the chat room, the newsletter, but remember the live chat room does come with the service too. So I hope you decide to sign up. If you have any questions on it or anything, let me know down below. But again, to members, 1,400%? Are you kidding me? Congrats, well done. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.